The Ooni of Ife, you know how this man is, just marrying wives. This video, I'm not here to talk about that. I'm here to talk about new revelations and things we are beginning to realize concerning the current Yeyeluwa of Yoruba land, Queen Mariam Ogunwusi, who was married to the Oba, the Ooni of Ife, in September of 2022. Apparently, Queen Naomi, the ex-queen, who is very much beloved in Ile-Ife, still very much loved by Ile-Ife indigenous Ile-Ife citizens, tried to come into the palace. Not like she wanted to return, no, she has said that reconciliation with the king is not gonna happen, yeah. But I think she had some unfinished businesses and co to come and take care of in the palace. And she got to the palace, and Queen Mariam has enraged the people of Ife Kingdom by refusing Olori Naomi entrance into the palace. And when this happened, people now started going to dig, because if you recall very well, you will know that even on this channel, I gave you that gist that Queen Mariam is trying to broker peace, trying to get the Ooni of Ife and Queen Naomi to even get along. Like, she's not like Naomi should come back to the palace and become queen, but like all these constants, almost like daily updates of there's war, there's problem, this and that is happening between the Ooni and his ex-queen. She wanted it to stop, and she felt like she was in the bad books of Ile-Ife people because they still love Mariam. So she was trying to reconcile them so that, at least peace would be in the kingdom. Apparently, that's all a facade, and that did not happen. I'm giving you the report and everything we are hearing on the internet, though. So, when Ife people heard that, when, lovers of this story, everybody interested in this situation with the Ooni and him just getting married to every woman available, it seemed like that is what he's doing. He's just bringing all of his concubines into the palace as legal wives or as traditional wives, as queens. They started to now dig into it, and it now looks like the suspicion and a lot of what people were saying then when Queen Mariam was first introduced to the world, when we got to know about her entrance into the palace, that the king is marrying her for her money, is actually true. Because now they have found out that she was very much responsible. All the allegations and insinuations that she was responsible for Queen Mariam leaving because she's been a long time concubine of the king, contrary to what the narrative they are trying to sell to the public, that because of a business dealing, the Ooni was engaged to her and got married to her. In fact, I gave you that gist too now, guys. So apparently, she's been I gave you that gist that she's been a concubine. She's been in the palace. In fact, all of these 6 women that we have counted that have entered the palace in the past 1 month are all long-standing concubines, side chicks to the Oba, and some of them were even in the palace, e.g. Olori Ashley, who is the current 4th wife, Anyways, let me continue with Yeyeluwa and the former Yeyeluwa story that is on Olori Naomi and Olori Mariam and Olori Naomi, excuse me. So apparently, Mariam Anako said she wants to be Yeyeluwa. She wants to be the most recognized. She wants to be in the forefront, etc. of everything. And the Ooni was like, there's a Yeyeluwa that I actually really like her. That's Naomi. So since she wants to be Yeyeluwa and she's been sponsoring the king for a while, Naomi had to go. So she was one of the reasons why Naomi left the palace in the first place. So her fronting of, she wants peace to reign was not true. And that recently Naomi even tried to get to the palace and she chased Naomi out of the palace. And almost as soon as she got into the palace, she even picked up fights with the queen's sister, with the king's sisters. So it's like Mariam is a trouble finder, or so to say, in the palace. So they realized that how Mariam now secured her spot as a Yeyeluwa, as the official first wife, and secured the Oba during her introduction back in February of 2022. That was like about 2 months after Olori Naomi, the ex-queen, tendered publicly a breakup note to the Oba. Mariam introduced the Ooni to her family, and then September she did the wedding proper. Now, what facilitated all of that very fast is because Mariam sponsored the building of the Ojaja 2 supermarket, Ojaja 2 mall actually, that we have, that the Ooni is building in all states, and I mean in several states, in some selected states and co. And there are some that have been completed actually, and that these are all Queen Mariam's money, and that was how she paid her way into getting into the palace and ensuring that Naomi left the palace. I mean, she was so frustrated by everybody in the palace and other palace officials and co, such that she had to leave the palace when she realized that Ooni was going to introduce another, woman, was going to be introduced by another woman to her family and subsequently marry. And she's like, nah, I really can't keep dealing. I can't deal with you keeping all these women, in the palace by the side, doing whatever it is that you want with them. But I'm not going to allow you to disrespect me by bringing some other woman into the palace. So Naomi left, and now Ooni has been bringing all of his other women into the palace. We are now on wife number 6, queen number 6, and it seems like we have more to go. In fact, people are beginning to think that the Oba is running a promo or something, because some women, an Ekiti-based woman, in very, very specifically a doctor, has come to say that she is releasing herself as the 8th wife. So maybe there's a 7th wife somewhere that we don't even know yet, but she says she's releasing herself as the 8th wife. She's well to do, she's a doctor, she's doing well for herself, she's single, and she knows she's going to be a good fit, she's going to do Ekiti people proud, she's going to do Yoruba kingdom proud, so she wants to be married to the king. So people are beginning to realize that it looks like you just have to have money and some certain sort of pedigree, and you are going to be in the palace. And it is even said that another thing that Mariam used as an advantage to enter into the palace is 2 things. Let me do that. Queen Naomi's age. Queen Naomi is quite young, and she's not even 30 years yet. She is about 29 years old, and a lot of persons felt like that was why she was not so patient with understanding everything that the king was doing, and also because she's a prophetess. But the second reason, and Queen Mariam is quite older when in age than Olori Naomi, so they felt like, okay, Mariam might be better as the Yeyelua. And not just that, also pedigree and money. Olori Naomi is not from a wealthy background. She herself is not, like, according to the information we have of her before she became the Olori, she wasn't so wealthy. She was running her own ministry though. She was a prophetess doing well for herself. Before then she had been in the ministry for several years, starting at the age of 19, and she was in her mid-20s when she got married to the Oba. So a lot of persons felt like she did not have enough money, and she dropped out of school to even start her ministry out of university. So Queen Mariam used that to her advantage. And if you notice that all of the women that the Ooni has married now, from Olori Mariam, who I'm currently talking about, who is a top executive at Nestor, but some people say that she's the PA to an executive at Nestor, not like she is the executive. But I want to go with the narrative that she's the executive at Nestor, because if she's not, how is she able to afford to build a whole mall for the Ooni and to secure a spot as a Yellow? Also, okay, now let me tell you about the other women first, and I'll tell you another reason why Olori Naomi wanted to be Yellow so bad. The second person, who is Elizabeth, is Scotland based. She's doing well for herself also. The third person, Toby Phillips, she is an ex-beauty queen. She's a 3D artist. She's doing well for herself. She also owns a fashion, also luxury brand. She's doing well. The fourth wife, Olori Ashley, is also a chartered accountant, UK educated chartered accountant. She's doing well for herself and also runs an NGO. Wife 5, Ronke Ademiluyi, who is a great-granddaughter of a past king in Ile-Ife and very much related to the current priestess in Ile-Ife. She was born in the UK, and she's been in the UK for the most part of her life. And not just that, she is also the founder and creator of the largest African fashion enterprise in the United Kingdom, and even in Nigeria, if you want to say that. So she's doing well for herself. The sixth wife is a doctor. She's from Ijebu. She's also based in the UK. So all of these women have some sort of high class, and they are said that is what the Oba is now using as a criteria, because he just wants to be pampered and spoiled, as the Baba that he is. So what was I saying? I said another reason why Mariam wanted to be Yellow was because she wanted to cut Ashley's shoulders and Ashley's wings, because Ashley apparently has been in the palace as far back as 2015. That was Zainab's time. And that when Zainab left the palace, Ashley thought it was her turn, but Naomi entered. Naomi left, Ashley thought it was her turn, but Mariam came to usurp that from her by buying her way very well into the king's heart. And because she did not want to be like second fiddle to Ashley in the palace, and that's what they are trying to do, because Ashley apparently feels like she's entitled to a lot of things because she was willing to be in the palace way before a lot of these other women were willing to come and drop everything and be in the palace with the Ooni. But that's where we currently stand, guys. Apparently Queen Mariam chased the ex-queen Olori Naomi from the palace, contrary to her saying she wants to broker peace. And not just that, she also, according to reports, bought her way into the palace and becoming the first wife and the Yeluwa of Yoruba land. I want to hear your thoughts in the comment section. Do you think any of this is true? Please, guys, I want you to note that this is not a reflection of any of my thought or what this channel stands for, or any of the thoughts of personals on this channel, or people who are involved in this channel basically. And these are just speculations and things being said on social media. We do not have access to any evidence to fully support this claim as the truth. We are just giving you what internet in-laws and speculations and bloggers and people who claim to have intimate details of the situation are putting on the internet. That is what I am letting you view. So thank you so much for taking your time, and thank you so much for understanding. I'm going to see you in the next video. Until then, guys, please take care of yourselves. And of course, if you liked this video, give it a thumbs up to show that you do. Share with everyone around you. I'll see you in the next one, guys. Take care of yourselves, and bye-bye.